We are so excited on this Wednesday to be joined by Memphis Grizzlies rookie Jaylen Wells. Jaylen, how are you doing? You're in Portland, right?
No, we're still in Sacramento, being
You're still in
Portland soon.
Sacramento. Oh, that's great for you. So you're able to spend a little bit of extra time at home. Were you able to see some family and friends?
Yeah, had about over 100 people there last night, so it was cool just to, see all people I grew up with.
That's awesome. I'm curious, the first time around that you played in Sacramento, same deal. Hundreds of people came. I saw that you were signing autographs, taking pictures with people for like an hour afterwards. You had 8 threes in that game. But like when you compare the two, does it feel different now that you're 69 games into your rookie season versus at that point it was in early January?
Um, I think this time went a little bit more smoothly. I wasn't out there taking pictures and signing stuff for as long. But yeah, I mean, it's just cool just seeing like people that were in like different parts of my journey. And like it kind of just felt like another home game in a way.
Were there any surprises?
Um, yeah, I mean, it was definitely like people like I probably haven't seen in years, and like when I was probably like 5'2", they were taller than me, and now like I'm towering over them, and they're like still the same height. So like it was crazy just like to see that.
A bit of a tough way to start this road trip, and I'm sure it's even tougher. Would have been nice for you to get one back in your hometown. But what were the conversations like coming after that loss to the Kings, and how do you guys approach the rest of this road trip?
Yeah, just having a road mentality. Um, Obviously, you know, every game matters coming to the end of the season. So just coming in with a better mentality, I think starts with the defensive end. Obviously they scored way too many points, and that's kind of our identity is, locking down on defense. So got to be better on that end.
When we still talk about the identity of this team being on the defensive end, and there's been some ups and downs post All-Star break, where do you, as someone who really puts a lot of focus on that side of the court, see the biggest opportunities for defensive growth with this group?
Yeah, I think a lot of just communication. Just staying intact. Uh, just sticking to the game plan. We have some slip ups here and there. Have some stretches where you know, we're just probably going back and forth. We're not getting a stop, but we're scoring. So I think just making sure that we're not having those long defensive stretches, a full 48 minutes of locking down defense.
It was another loss in the state of California. And as a native of California, how crazy is it to you that this team hasn't won a game in California yet, Jaylen, this year? And what is it about these West Coast road trips that make things so tricky?
I actually did not know that. I don't know. Maybe it's the time difference or something. Yeah, I actually didn't know
Well, you have one more regular season one against the Clippers on Friday. So see if you can get a
that.
California
Yeah.
win in that one. You're 69 games into this rookie season. I'm curious for you, when you think back on it so far, is there a moment that stands out to you as a favorite part of this season so far?
I think probably just getting my first start, being able to guard Damian Lillard, and just knowing that the coaching staff had that much trust in me to start me as a rookie on a guy like Damian Lillard. I think I think I did a pretty good job. We got the win. So that's probably my favorite moment. Just looking back at that and seeing where I am now. Just keep going up, keep trending upwards.
That's been one of the signatures of your rookie year is you taking on the toughest defensive assignment night in, night out. What's been the toughest assignment of your rookie season? You've had a handful, so you can have multiple if that's the case.
Yeah, I would say two. One, CJ McCollum. I think he's just great at hitting tough shots. And he played the greatest defense ever, and he's still make the shot. And then I would say Shea. He's just a really slippery player. Stays low to the ground. I mean, and I think he's great at drawing fouls. So like, I mean, I just feel like there's not really weakness to his game.
I saw that you stuck around after the win on Saturday for the Tony Allen jersey retirement. And as someone who he's first team on defense forever and defensive identity was in his blood, what have you learned from TA and what did you think of that experience?
Yeah, I think from the jersey retirement, like it was cool just to see like it was more than basketball. Just to see like what he did for the community. Just like watching that tribute video and just seeing like how much like he changed Memphis in a way and how he built this culture. So yeah, it was kind of just cool to see that, and it's kind of inspiring, honestly. A guy like him, I mean, he
Have you
was
been able?
so
Oh, go
so
ahead.
what
I
I
was
mean, he
gonna,
was just so impactful like on defense. That I mean, he just created this culture just with his, with the way he played.
have you been able to have any conversations with him?
Actually, my first conversation with him was that night, was right before the game. I saw him in the hallway, and he just said like, "Keep doing what you're doing." I just told him congrats on the big retirement.
That's awesome. You mentioned earlier the word trust with Taylor Jenkins and going back to like your first start and now being, a piece of the starting lineup for the majority of this season. Did you ever anticipate, like, you have confidence, and so of course you always want to say, yeah, of course, this is how I foresaw my rookie season going. But at what point did you realize this opportunity was here to stay and you had really made the most of it?
Uh, yeah, I mean, once I had that first start, I was confident I can stay in that role. I enjoy being in this role, and I mean that's why I've been working towards coming into the season. So just being on had that opportunity, and I knew I would take that opportunity when I had it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I obviously going into the season wasn't really expecting it to happen so quickly and so fast. But I was ready for it because that's what the my mentality was preparing for it.
Everybody always uses the word confident with you. Have you always been confident, or is that a trait that's developed over time?
No, I think that's pretty funny because I was probably the opposite way when I was younger. And I and so like it's and I think that's kind of like what part of what makes me so confident now is just seeing how not confident I was when I was younger. And just knowing the work I put in and like my story, just knowing that I went from D2 to the NBA and there's not many people that did that. So like now I believe that I can do anything.
It's a pretty unique story. And just from a standpoint of like what a whirlwind a year can be, is it crazy to you to think that this time last year, it's March Madness, so all the focus is on college basketball, but you're, going to the tournament with Washington State, and then that ends and it's immediately, into NBA draft prep, and then you're drafted, and then you're a rookie. Like when you just think about the last 365 days, what's it been like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a person who kind of just takes it day by day. So it's I don't really get too like too many of those like realization moments. But I mean like every once in a while, you got like those Snapchat memories from a year ago and it's like you in a hotel for like a I don't know, Washington State game or something. Um or like just me in the gym at Sonoma State. And it's just like just kind of think like 2 years ago, like I was playing against, Cal Poly Pomona, a D2. And now I'm playing against, last night DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Um, and like, I was delivering DoorDash when I was at Sonoma State. So yeah, it's just cool to see.
From the side hustle to being able to participate in All-Star Weekend as a rookie and
Right.
being one of the candidates for Rookie of the Year. Do you keep track of that? Like this is the time where end of season awards start, kind of shaping up. It's dumb to ask, do you care about Rookie of the Year? But is that something that you're regularly tracking?
Not really. I feel like with the team we're on, like I think our main goal is to win a championship. So that's all I'm thinking about. That's the end of the season award that I want. So I mean, I'm just focused on playing winning basketball. I mean that's the goal at the end of the day when you're part of a team like this that's has every opportunity to win a championship.
Already saying all the right things. That's part of the rookie experience. But also, I'm curious because as your name picks up and your reputation starts to grow, like, you've probably received an insane amount of compliments this season, or just words of like appreciation and people acknowledging, like, hey, that Jaylen Wells for Memphis, like he can really play. Is there one person that you've heard from or like seen compliments from that really stands out to you?
Yeah, I think it was Donovan Mitchell. He said in like one of his interviews. But like I think what stood out just kind of seemed so genuine. Like he actually like meant it. Like I mean, some guys they ask you the question and it's just like okay, yeah, like the kid's good. But like he said like he's been watching me and stuff. So it really felt good to see that.
Yeah, and it's always nice when it comes from outside the team too, because of course the guys that you're around constantly are able to
Yeah.
see that evolution. And I remember listening to Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane on a podcast, but just giving you, endless compliments. And what has it been like with them, along with Ja, as your vets through your rookie experience and how they've helped with their leadership?
Yeah. I feel like it's easy with them because they're also, they're vets, but they're not that old. So
Yeah.
I feel like we all kind of, still get along well. And I mean, they just give me the most confidence. I mean, three superstars like that, and they still willing to pass me the ball, tell me to shoot it. They still got my back on defense. And they still praise me for my defense. So especially, Jaren's defensive player of the year, and he's telling me about how great my defense is. So that definitely means a lot.
Yeah, it's able to get the collab of Jaren, Defensive Player of the Year, and then you're able to play alongside Desmond Bane, who just goes off for 44 points and is 7 of 7 from three, and Ja, like the spectacular things that he does. Is there something that Ja does that you would particularly like to try to emulate within your game? Because like we always talk about Ja from the sense of like, oh my God, like what is he? No one else can do this. But do you look at something like,
Uh,
I'm gonna give it a try?
I mean, it's hard to emulate anything he does. I mean, I wish I can jump like him, obviously, of course. But probably his vision. Like he's just so good at knowing how to just move the defense with his eyes, or and then fake a pass, make a pass, and um, yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. Like he's like I'll stand in the corner, and his head will be the other way, and somehow the ball's still coming to me. So like, I think that's probably one of the things that I probably admire the most.
Is there, outside of the first start, I'm thinking when you're talking about Jaws vision and that overtime when you hit a big three, like in terms of passes that you've caught or shots that you've been able to get or defensive plays, is there a favorite highlight of yours from this season?
From Ja.
No, from you, from your highlights.
Oh, my favorite highlight is probably the one-legged three. Just because me and Jen talked about it for so long, about shooting it, and I finally got out there. I got the confidence to do it.
That's a good one. I like that one. Like you were saying, like this time last year, Snapchats are coming up. It's March Madness. Have you filled out a bracket yet? Like, do you still stay in touch with the college game?
I have. I just,
All right. Who are we picking to win it all?
unfortunately, it's not Memphis.
That's okay.
Um, but I'm going with Florida. My old teammate Ruben Chinielu, he's on Florida. I got Florida, and I think Houston. One of the guys in my agency. I
Okay.
really just picked the teams I wanted to see win. I didn't really put much thought into it.
Isn't that what we all do? But like you also picked two one seeds, so pretty good odds at that
Yeah, yeah.
point. When you think back on your March Madness experience, like what stands out as your favorite memory when you think back on that run with WSU?
Probably getting police escorted. That was the first time ever, and just seeing like all the motorcycles line up and take our bus into the little thing. I was like, that was crazy. Like feels like I don't know, it's like the president or something.
And now you get police escorts all the time. So if that was your favorite memory of March Madness, what's been your favorite like off the court NBA experience where it's been something that's special because you get to, be a part of the NBA?
Um, I would say, mm, probably something during All-Star Weekend. I mean, honestly, just seeing all the behind the scenes. Um, I mean, you're just seeing all these superstars, you're seeing celebrities, and just kind of seeing how it all put together. And then I think another cool thing was I did like a little panel with Draymond Green, Gary Payton Sr. Um, in San Francisco, and it was pretty cool just to um see like outside perspective of like Draymond Green, Gary Payton, especially because they're just great defenders too. So just being on that panel and being able to be the young guy on that was pretty cool just to be able to soak up with that information.
Is Draymond Green going to inspire you to start your own podcast?
Yeah.
Not for now. All right, you're on your longest road trip of the season. You've now kind of figured out like the traveling element of your NBA life. What are three things that you have to take with you on every road trip?
Uh, Gotta get my PlayStation.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't have too many.
The PlayStation's all you need.
That's really all I need.
Clean
Uh,
socks. I guess they probably give you socks.
yeah, I mean, obviously, like clothes and stuff, but um, gotta have my AirPods and gotta have. I don't even know.
What's your PlayStation game of the moment? What are you playing right now?
I'm playing 2K. First year I'm on a 2K, so I gotta play 2K.
So you're just basketball all the time. Like, do you ever not do anything basketball?
Honestly, no. I don't think that. Everyone asks me like, "What's a hobby outside of basketball?" I don't really know.
That's a real one right there. It's when you know that you're sucked into it. Well, as you go, before I let you go, and I know this is a busy trip for you guys, but just from a team element, as you approach these last couple of weeks of the regular season, obviously trying to figure out where the seeding is going to be in the Western Conference, where do you think this group still has the potential to make some gains as you're going down here the stretch?
I mean, I believe we win every game. That's always the goal. But I mean, definitely. I mean, yeah, we win every game. That's what I'm sticking with that.
I love that. I think that's a perfect way to end it. Win every game and go from there and see where it's
Yeah.
at the end. Jaylen, congratulations on everything so far. We look forward to seeing you out there in the next one.
Thank you.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.